The cop, I find out, the laser has been sued. Those house, those two. And then, I don't know, from there, the inside, the deeper inside, cop. And while I was watching this, so they knew. It's a police street play. And look, let me see. See, there were, so, mhm.
Oh, yeah. I put half of your arm in there. Both of them. What if I pee?
I think it's a laser play. See,
It goes to the other side of the earth. What if we die?
entire rod. They were shooting only this one. See, the laser, the way, just like it, crack of the board. See this? Hmm.
Oh man, something's crawling. Huh. I still got rocks in my pocket.
See, it's a laser. See, they were shooting this way and that way, and they did. I have a road. See, they only did it to that. I don't know. And yeah, Hells Angel, they have something with it. I think they also sued. Even I drive because they install something on my car to track it, and also the cell phone. They're shooting the laser. It's just too much. Anchorage play is just too much. Even I drive because they install something on my car to track it, and also the cell phone. They're shooting the laser. It's just too much. Anchorage play is just too much. Hi, my name is Hannah Park, and it's a long story because a police member played my life 18 years. Okay, in 2008, I was attending University of Toronto, and Mexican American police line, and my ex handed out my information. They opened it, no green card, but they still, yeah, there was a hassle, but we didn't issue green card. We ended up finalizing a couple of months, and he went back to his own country. So I was just moving on, and while I was attending the 2008 University of Toronto, my ex handed out that I am in for a marriage, and Mexican American police line opened it, and we didn't issue a green card. He left. So, but because he could not ruin my life illegally, and they have to they wanted to ruin my life, and that is what the gutter line police people are. They kill people. Now I know that they used to kill people. They operate the gutter in the police system. So I was just sitting in the physics classroom. They pulled me out and then feed the mental medication, and I was having a side effect, and I was going to break the window and run, and then the doctor released me about a month later. And so they play like Epstein, and even though originally Mexican American was handling all these minority, they played a lot. They exercise all the way, every single bit of things in society as using, using police power. I think it should not be. They were crossing the different fear and exercising their police and government fear power, the corruption fear. Yeah, and 2000, yeah, so, and then, so they ruined my pharmacy career. So I thought, because 2007 I report one of the pharmacy store to the board. So I thought it was a them who was exercising the power. So I got into the RN program in 2009 and did not like it, and kind of messing around. And there is also rumor once I can, once, street people and police, Mexican American police were, spreading the rumor in Southern America, wherever I go. Just like, once who handles the drug is the police. So once police and their street people, so they track of it. And I think this laser they are doing it, they should not do it. I don't know, it's my sense that they should not do it. And they're police, they're not criminal. But in USA they behave like Mexico or Southern America. Okay, while they are telling me that other countries doing bad, like Venezuela, Cuba, or whatsoever. Okay, but in the reality, while the package, U.S. police are doing good, but underneath they are behaving like Mexico police, and nowadays. So they ruined my University of Toronto. So I kind of messed around and then left to South Korea because because of the due to rumor, things was different. I stayed in South Korea 2012 to 2017, and I ended up finding out my mother hasn't passed the cause was coming out to South Korea, and also when South Korea, like Mr.Chang line, the Chinese Korean, police line asked the California what happened to her. Oh, she threatened her ex. That's how she failed University of Toronto, rather than telling the truth. The truth was it was a police misconduct. It was a University of school misconduct because they could not ruin my life legally. And once I returned to, so the rumor has been spread, the wrong rumor, first rumor has been spread back on me. So once I returned, so while I was staying in South Korea, everything was okay because they cannot, even though they continue to spread the rumor, they cannot verify the first, whether it's true or not. But once I come back, and they could verify the truth. So once I come back in August 2017 to USA, police, California police line just to screw my life, ruin my life, and send me back to South Korea. So as soon as I arrived, Hispanic community was chopping my minivan, and I got into the Grandora police station. They told me that they cannot help, and because they were doing it too much, I went there again in order to get help. And then there was a Mexican American and white police officer. I said, well, why they are, chopping all of a sudden, why they are chopping my, auto like that? They were planned. So just, even though I just walk in, they handcuff me, they put me in the mental hospital again, and then the police, Grandora police, the white officer, lied entire things. Doctor told me to go to superior court to fight for it, and then but the director, the top one, told me to not to go, and then I will let you go on the following Monday. So I did not go. So I was moving on and work as a caregiver since I want to become the nurse. And then once I applied LCC, Lassen Community College, and then on the third week of the program semester in September 14, 2018, and Christy, Lassen College nursing director, removed me fraudly. And then on that day, she threw out like a control 2 medication. What the heck is going on? I just want to stay out of it. And then, Christy Mayer pulled me out. And then Dean Patrick was telling me that your career is in danger. I said, what the heck is going on? And then 29 students has me, so I did nothing wrong in that, in that classroom. And in order to ruin it, in order to makes me more, behave not good, they already spread the rumor that, all the record that I have were manipulated rumor whatsoever. But police thought that, just like, they now I know that they plan on to sending me. So, the police in the Mr. Chang works from the abroad through the SNS by spreading the rumor. And then Mexican American police, exercise their power, and now for me to study the nursing. Okay. And that was, now I know that it was under the table contract. Since Mr. Chang knows that U.S. police line even crossed the line to public school, not for that person to study or whatsoever. So Mr. Chang was requesting not for me to study, because he knew that Mexican American police line wants to send me back, because my identity has been exposed, my story has been exposed all around the world due to the play of Mr. Chang in South Korea, since he has that technology. So, so once Mr. Chang knew that I would come back, then, she better not to work so that I could use her like slaves. So they were trading my life without informing me under the table. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so she removed me, and the suspension was only 2 years. Okay, so I was kind of mad. You did the Toretto, because I'm the one who went through. I know exactly what was going on. So please, you did went through. You did my 2008 Universe of Toretto. Due to your play, my mother has been passed away 2015. And then you did my UCSB, my son's, then, Mr. Chang blew out my son's identity, and then Dean forced him to, once he has to, take it away. Second, the dean has been forced, just like Lassen College. So police was crossing this is not acceptable in South Korea, the way my background was grown up. But somehow U.S. police line was exercising their power all over, even in public school. This is not right. And even in private company, that I don't know. It's your work. This is a favor. And you should not do what you should do. I think this is what I think. I think the corruption of police is exercise branching out their power within the society is too much. Okay, and people were somehow accepting it due to the racism and discrimination they have already possessed in. This global play is a racism and discrimination play, and that situation they want to use it in order to flip the USA. That's what I'm seeing. So, suspension was last in nursing program. Their last in school suspension was a 2 year. So okay, you did all this work. Okay, so I'm not going to now. I'm going to fight. So I create a Facebook. I create a YouTube channel, but as you know, each system has their own independence. Okay, not other people tells what to do, unlike like a top of the White House. So even though last in college suspension was 2 years, I not gone after 2 years. Dean told me to go to the other school. They were already blocking. They were Mexican American police line was already blocking my nursing career within the California, because he made it under the contract with the Mr. Chang, because Mr. Chang was just applying all these IT cyber criminal technology from the abroad, because they planned to play, to earn money. Now Qatar is not enough, so they wanna use those technology in order to earn more money, and then become more, have a more power in government field, and more corruption, and become like one of the Southern America dictator. That's what I'm seeing. Okay, dictator country for USA. So they so 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 last in college, last in community college suspension was a 2 year. Even though I knocked it up, they blocked me, because that's what the Mr. Chang was requesting. So they were trading my life under the table. And then Dean told me to, Dean was lying, and then instead of accepting me, Lassen College nursing director Christy Mayer create another fraud restraining order, not for me to be near with her. So, but that case I won because I bought their lawyer. And then, right after they lose the trial for restraining order, and Dean Patrick, not the Dean Murphy, Dean, I think, I don't know his name. Anyway, Dean Lassen College didn't create another suspension, not for me to come back. So, or it's not their work, but I have a house in Susanville, so I was just living there. So, or then I'm going to work. Okay, if you don't let me become a nurse, then I will work. The work that I used to do, which was a pharmacy tech. I reissue my pharmacy tech license, and then, but they were not giving a job because they've spread the lie. They spread the lie. They spread the I threatened my ex, that there is a record for it. That's why I cannot become a nurse. That's how I've been out for Lassen College. I think that's what they spread in Susan Beer for Lassen College event. But issuing the working as a pharmacy tech, telling that the school lied and also the police lied. So they did not allow for me to work in Susanville. So okay, well, you're not going. I have nothing. I have no family or anything in Susanville. I'm just going to leave. Then I put my house. I put my Susanville house in the market. Then 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 all of a sudden all these phobia came out. So I left to South Korea in December 31st 2022. And then while I was in South Korea for 10 months, the people were just saying that it's all about your house. I said, what is it all about house? At that time, I didn't know that Mr. Chang was a professional money snatching person. He was a money, he and his crew, the CIA, like ex-CIA, create the organization led Indian to hack the South Korea bank system and stole the money. And then they are the one who create the voice phishing, because CIA the wiretapping and things like that, and then see through the world and all these like army technology they adopt in order to snatch the money. And this line now working with the Mexican American line for the U.S. society, but that line, that organization has been busted it and has been limited. Okay, so they let the South Korea nation society to know what is going on, and they are busting whoever behaving those kind of criminal behavior. And police in South Korea, police is stopping it. But in USA, who built it in was a police member, and they are spreading, they are the one who's controlling and operating this criminal organization, along with the Mr. Chang and Chinese Korean or Indian, and things like that. So I said, once Mr. Chang start to work with the Mexican American police line, you know he actually came to Mr. Chang actually came to USA in 2018, and then met the police street person, and then know her all about what they are doing. And they build up the cyber system, they build up the cyber system on top of the gutter line they already have. So they were, and then all these like hacking ID, and Mr. Chang just set it up together along with the Indian and Chinese Korean. So who accept this technology to the crime, more crime, is a U.S. police line. So I think they were doing things, and then and a lot of, yeah, a lot of criminal. And then and in 2023, not only my house, it seems like Mexican American police and government and also the community wants to take over entire Susanville town. They let elder people to leave and then they want to take over because that house has hot spring water, and also my house lot was, have the hot spring reserve underneath of the house lot. That's why they wanted to get they're working with the Mr. Chang from the abroad. So my house value at that time, the fair value was about 250, and that's what I was seeing at the market. and they, by using the police power and government power, they snatch people's house like a 10K. And then they were, since broad is helping, they were just giving probably like a 10K to Mr. Chang. And while they were spreading the benefit behind it. So they were planning on it, but someone else bought my Susanville house. So everybody was telling me to leave the Susanville because I was fighting Korean people, was victimizing. So I sold my house and came to the Anchorage. And people told me to come back to South Korea, but the problem is I came USA for okay, in Susanville, I happened to live in Susanville, but the problem is Mr. Chen even had my Social Security benefit account. Okay, that's for sure. 1998, I received it. It was a 600 something dollar, and then when I went to the Susanville Social Security benefit office in order to leave the USA, the money has been manipulated. 440, 440. 4 means is a death. 4 means is like a cure or something. So just like my CO2, the detector, this abroad, Mr. Chang and India people was continually hacking my account and set it up the line to be at the 4 something 4, it's because 4 means is a death and you are going to kill, you are going to die, and they were threatening me. So they set it up. They manipulated my, Social Security benefit. The only reason because I bought the house in Susanville. So, well, if they did not touch my Social Security benefit, it might be nearby 1,000 or I don't know. I didn't work a lot, but probably it shouldn't be 440 because I did work some. So due to manipulation, even though I wanted to leave the USA, I can't because with that money I cannot leave. Okay, this kind of market, these people, Mr. Chang and Mexican American, they kill people. 2018, 2019, or my FASA, or even because Mr. Chang, maybe in South Korea, Mr. Chang, I think he planned on killing me. Okay, and then also the Mexican American, the police line, and their street people, because once I find out and how they behave in Susanville, I got really pissed out, and then I exposed as much as I could know. And that that information has been kind of hit the Mexican American police line, and then they were blaming me like all these events, but I did nothing wrong. And what I know, people already knew. Okay, it just that it has not been posted it just like I do. People was already like here. They are the one. People was the one that they were control the drug market for the whole world. It's like there's people knows more than I do, but they were blaming me that I made a post. Okay, so they also manipulate my FASA, the school loan and school information they access, and then manipulate all these email things. Now for me, they were manipulating things through the hacking from the abroad. It's Indian people, because India, Mr. Chen worked with the Indian in order to snatch the money from the South Korea bank system. So yeah, and that Indian people, he has been hooked to the Mexican American. The FBI, those darker skin. Him, that community people is the one who's doing it. So, and I believe that once he's been hooked to the Mexican American police, they also did the FASA. I mean the SNAP. for there is a like money snatching event for 5,000 people in California, I believe, and people was also saying that. So so they did a lot of crime and along with the hacker in order to snatch the money. And my issue was more likely Mr. Chang. And Mr. Chang is a psycho. And well, they work with the Mexican American police line. And Mexican American police line is the one that who opens, U.S. society. Chinese Korean kissing on the there is a quite a event for the event they kiss the Mexican American, like Prince Money from Cambodia that White House got. So they work with the police line that reach all the way to the White House, and also the England coin bust by the Chinese. I think that information has been handed out by the Chinese Korean to the Mexican American and Mexican American, just like my University of Toronto front line, the white people was working. In my case is I think it's a Mexican American because Mexican American police member played my life, and then even trade my life with the Mr. Chang. Okay, and then their community play. So they're knowing what, as being police and government member, what they have been, victimized, and also the white people. They want me to be out of the USA. But the problem is, if they did not manipulate my social security benefit, I may. But this Mr. Chang lives in abroad and do not know but has some power to do the crime. So he was blocking every single corner of my life. They ruined my career in California, not for me to study at all, just like how the Lassen College. And then one of the top person in Susan Beer tried to talk with the Lassen College, and then I think that top person was the Espanol Corte or something, the president, and he was telling me that they are going to share all the information. Like I never been in school. So in California, if I stay in California due to the Descartes line, the Mexican American police line, and based on Mr. Chang not for me to study, so they were blocking entire my career in California. This is how police is operating their power to fulfill individual feeling. It's a public school. They even do to the people to be fired. Okay, and I think it's too much. It's too much how they are exercising their power as being government, as being police. And I think it's too much corruption is going on in society. It shouldn't be. I mean, to me, I don't know, because South Korean is not this much corrupted. They cannot cross the field and then do things. It cannot be done. So and they are police. They should have bust the crime, but they were creating the crime, and then they were stretching out all different fields of society and blocking people's life by exercising the police power. Okay, just like my school, 2 times, and also my sons, they were all listening because we were different. So because the racism, you and me are different, so I could do it, okay, by my power, my position power. So yeah, so without knowing that, people was telling me to come to South Korea, and they were telling the U.S. police wants to kill me. I think that's already has been spread all over in South Korea by the Chinese Korean or foreigner whoever works with the U.S. member. I came to Anchorage, and then and then in December, the white jeep, the police jeep was circling around, just like how police play in Sherman Oaks in 2017, just like how police play in no, just like how police play in 2017 Grandora, just like how police play in Sherman Oaks 2018. Same thing in here. There were 2000 December 2025, the police Anchorage police jeep was circling around yeah, and they were doing the like stalking, and then they spread the rumor not for me to buy the house. Where I didn't doing knowing at that time 2000 knowing 2025 this Mr. Chang is a professional money snatching person. He's been convicted and sentenced. Okay, he has a criminal right. He was operating Chinese Korean to snatch the Korean people's money in South Korea, and he has those technology and was doing it. Okay, I've been hooked by the Mr. Chang in 2013 because he built a fake company and continually hooking the people by the employment. And then my information has been passed on to the Chinese Korean who actually does the crime. So he's been convicted and sentenced. And this convict in South Korea, Mr. Chang is a psycho. He has a mentality of daughter fucks daughter have a sex with the no, father has a sex with the daughter, father-in-law will have a sex with the daughter-in-law. Okay, he has to have a many mistress. He's kind of mentally, and then he was also participating in Vietnam War, and he killed many people in during the war. And then while I was there, he was telling me that he's been killing lots of dog and then bury under the ground. And the day that I saw, I think he kind of kicked him out. The dog, he bought two dog and one puppy has been dead. And then he wrap it up and then do all kinds of things and then put it on the trash can. So he has those kind of tendency. Okay, so once he met the police, once he met, this police line 2018, he's been killing lots of Korean American and also the USA, because they could manipulate anything by the India. This Indian hacking crew was manipulating or like a CCTV or hacking navigation phone. Once you press 911, it cannot be called the 911. So many people has been killed doing what abroad was doing. So but that has been kind of diminished, and they are the one who created in China, as far as I'm concerned. That I find out in 2023. So and then many things many things, because they are police and they are ex-soldier and protected by the law enforcement, it was not busting. And then I think once I settled in Anchorage, they just like Anchorage Police Department, oh, I cannot help you. Oh, well, it's too big for me to take care of. Well, just like a Glendora Police Station, because who's doing is a police line, and they were saying that they cannot help me. And in Anchorage, as soon as I settle, as soon as I start to sleep, there was in Anchorage. In Anchorage, I start to being shoot the laser on my body. So when I wake up, I feel a headache. There is all sort of laser. If they shoot the laser, your belly get expand and you feel like you are getting stuck here, and there is a pain. They have a different sort of laser. They develop it in abroad, and they were shooting it. They are let their street people to shoot it. I think that's what is going on. And in Anchorage, and they were shooting a lot of laser. They were I don't know. And I will also show the evidence what I went through. Not only the opposite, not only the subject, they were shooting on my body a lot. And then because Anchorage Police Department was purposely, now I've been reporting, they and then now it's been about a year, I happened to find out. I've been reporting to Anchorage Police Department about more than 20 to 30 reports. Anchorage Police Department purposely was, and then I could tell that their whole staff is playing in it within. So I happened to find out I don't know anybody in Anchorage. I happened to find out it was a police member who set it up. Hells Angel is a club, motorcycle club, next to front Mexican and back Mexican. And then spread the rumor that I threatened. I never threatened. There is no record. They were just creating a fraud, for me to be targeted and people does not mistreat it or things like that. That's and then police do know that. So Hell's Angel was breaking in more, and then police told police officer told their community and people to go after my house. So and then Hell's Angel was breaking in more than 100 times. I lost they and then who was doing it is like Indian people. The FBI, those Korean FBI, those community. They are the one that who was also doing it. They are the one that who was. I think they are the one that who's in control for shooting. Okay, in Anchorage, and they are working with the police, Anchorage police. But you know, starting January, by the end of the, starting January, I hear this sound, a bee buzzing sound. So I left to South Korea for 3 weeks. And then because Chinese, Korean, Mexican, American play, I also hear over there where they create all these laser. They could diminish the memory or things like that, and because they play together. But now, and then while I was protesting in Anchorage and I was taking bus, I met person. You know what? They they shoot they shoot what they were shooting to my house, entire village in Alaska. So people left, and then this laser could also mess up the organ, and they follow wherever you go. So it's a police line connection, and police were doing it. They are the one who they should have busted, yes, but in USA, I think they are doing way too much. They are the one who's operating it behind their uniform. So they, wherever you go, they will follow you, and there is a government. And the government. 2018, while I was attending the Latin college, and all these rumor that has been spread and things like that, people were just saying that who's doing it is the South Korea government, huh? Or I'm just a minimum wage person. What I've been there for 6 years and nothing. I involved with the government. Why they are doing what they are doing? And but people were saying the government. And while I go through what I go through in 2023, snatch my house, snatch my Susan Bill house, people say there's a government, huh? So I start to ask, it's not government, it's the police and their street people, and street people is the one that who's doing the crime, along with the protection of the police and law enforcement. Mm-hmm. Who's doing all this crime in hidden is police street people, and they are organization. It's a police organization they control. That's what I see. And so here they've been shooting a lot, and then and though it's too much. It's way too much. Mr. Chang, and the line that Mr. Chang played with the police, Mexican American police, and because Mexican American police also hook the Russian, and also the white, and also the different, so they are playing way too much. I think here they were adopting those technology in order to earn money, and they were doing it to me. I've been lost about more than the Indian people was carrying the strong acid and just brush it, the auto metal get rust, and then they cracked the window by shooting, and by the end, I will, you will see all this evidence how this laser was. You could see the bar. That's how they were shooting it to body, just like they shoot to bar. That's how much they were shooting to people now, to me too, because now all this thing was a laser. Now I know. I thought it was a shaman, but now I know it was laser. And then they brought up the saying juice, the kids will get ill or sick. Now I start to see in the Anchorage, you while I was just seeing the YouTube channel. So now I noticed that how my mother has been passed away is doing what they were doing to my mother, and she became ill and she passed away. hmm because that's what they are doing in hidden. And who's operating this is a Mr. Chang, and along with the Mexican American police, and then also from the Russian or whatsoever they are operating it. I think, and then 2017 while I was driving, I heard a ding on my front window. So I thought it was cracking by the gun, but no, it was from the SpaceX. hmm And also all this like a, you know, mhm. So I mean it's just too much what there. I mean, I made a report to the FBI. FBI plays same thing. I submit the all this report to the Anchorage FBI. All they do is without taking care of their inside, they contact White House, let illegal immigrant to sign it, and then that's how now ICE is doing. The way I see is they cannot flip the majority, but adding the minority, they want to flip USA to the communist or socialism to become their favor. Law enforcement, police, they've been corrupting. Look, all this corruption. They want to more. So the current now, along with you know standing at this corruption, they want to hit to the dictator, like a soldier and police, those kind of law enforcement, like one of the Venezuela or Southern America, or like per country their soldier is a dictator. So they want to make the U.S. society like that. So they cannot flip it USA, with the majority. So they want to get minority first, along with the help of minority. They want to flip, and other than that, the same. Yeah, they just want to make a favor of police and law enforcement power. I think that's it. That's all about it. So hopefully, and I've been report this. I've been they're not stopping to suit. And then as far as I know, is Anchorage Police Department, street people is doing it, and along with that their member, and then even FBI, I believe that, if a police and they are not play in the play, then just like us, what I experienced in South Korea, you know the once I in 2023 I was in South Korea for 10 months, and then because I was experiencing what I was experiencing in USA, I knocked on the police department, and then police member was alerting all this electrical shooting or like whatsoever. Then they try to investigate, and once I continually knock on the police system, 2 to 3 months later they bust the entire building where I used to be at. It was like a 4 to 5 like a story building, but here police, because it's their play, 10 almost 10 years nothing is being done. Not, I said, why? Because I move back and forth, nothing is being done but expanding it even from abroad. Okay, nothing is being done. Okay, in Anchorage nothing is being done, in California nothing is being done, because who's controlling, who built up the system is police. And now they are more aware of the money, real estate, and snatching money. Now they want to be out of the drug, and then they are more concentrating on the, well, drug was for the money. Now they have the other method and the other way to get the money. So that's why they were They were ruining all this gutter line in Southern America. Mhm. So they are cleaning up. Well, we are cleaning up for the USA. No, they already have a Thailand or Vietnam. They already have the route. So let other location and other people to be contaminated, but U.S. But they're not getting rid of. They have the other method. See all these laser shooting. They let people to leave. They got and then the auction they lose more. They manipulate the price. They have other way to earn money, so they are getting staying away a little bit. But who's playing? Police. Then it should not be. I mean, the way they play was way too much. In Anchorage, and they were shooting the laser way too much. And Mr. Chang is definitely, because Mr. Chang is definitely in board. Because in order to hide while I was in South Korea 3 weeks in this year in February, the top I met two Mexican. One on the top on second floor was watching me. I think he's a law enforcement in South Korea. And then the other one was facing me. And I told him, it's not my play. Yes, it's not my play. And then the more issue is because it's police, they let Mr. Chang to take care of my cases. Mr. Chang is a psycho. He does not have perception and insight what to do. He doesn't know what to do. That's the more problem. It was causing more problem. 9 years he should make something for me to leave, but all he does is blocking every single corner of me. Instead of making me leave, he was making not for me to leave. Yes, I wish I could leave if he did not ruin my social security benefit, but he was just ruining every single corner of it, so not for me to leave. And he doesn't have that perception. Okay, thank you for your time.